Welcome back to Nagnata Studio. My name is Sharne. This practice is all about fluidity. When we're in a flow state, we're able to move and adapt to the changes that come our way in our life. So it's really fun to play with these embodied qualities that are required for fluidity. These are strength, softness, and presence. So we'll be moving and exploring these three dimensions and giving your nervous system a chance to move between states easily. So I can't wait for you to try it, and I encourage you to really follow your inner guide and check in with the yes, no response in your own body. Take it slow and adjust and amend anything you need to. We'll start by just bringing your fingertips up to the face and just giving your face a little tap. So you might need to wake up or reset the brain from a long day. Wherever you're at, just beginning some tapping around the crown and the back of the head, down the face, around the eyes, around the jaw, and coming all the way onto the lungs, so around the chest. So our sympathetic nervous system, where we're really alert and alive and energized and activated, this is all when we're breathing in the upper cavities of the lungs, so upper chest breathing. So we want to meet this energy with the polarizing opposite of the rest and the calm that comes with the parasympathetic nervous system. So we're going to start to tap around the lower lobes of the lungs, around the rib cage. And when you're ready, just resting the hands anywhere on the legs and just notice if you can feel the echo of the tapping. And really meet whatever's here for you right now. Becoming curious and open with what's alive in your sensory field of awareness. And the invitation now is to breathe a little more into those lower lobes of the lungs. So I invite you to bring the hands onto the lower ribs and just start to exhale as much as you can so the hands move towards one another. Fingers might even touch. And on your inhalation, see if the hands can move apart as we now experience this part of our lungs a little bit like they were gills. So it might be nice to cast the gaze down or close the eyes and just enter inside the ocean, the liquid vessel of your body. And you might sense the ribs sort of sliding through this liquid space. Really encouraging the expansion on the inhale to move outwards to the sides, towards the wrists. And the exhale to really empty and complete the cycle. We'll take 3 more breaths. You might breathe through the nose. And allow these breaths to slow down. So this slowness assists in that activation of the rest and calm and more mellow response. And again, we'll just notice by letting the hands rest and checking out how the body is responding. And see if you can continue to guide the breath in this way, with this diaphragmatic breath. For these next 3 rounds, the invitation is to activate Ujjayi breathing, the ocean breath. So this is a gentle constriction at the base of the throat. We lift slightly through the pelvic floor, and we create this sound that is again really soothing and soft yet energizing and powerful. Taking a couple more rounds just to connect and ride these waves of breath. And taking these qualities of strength and softness with you into the practice, as we now move around onto hands and knees, and just let your body wiggle in whatever way feels good, but continue to breathe with that slowness and allow the breath to reach down into the diaphragm. So there's no rules for this part of the practice. We're just ensuring the body and the breath are in conversation in this deep dialogue as we dive inside, checking out what feels fluid and soft and what might feel a little sticky, a little stuck, and allowing all of it to be here. Beautiful. Settling the hips back now towards the heels and meeting yourself in child's pose. Arms might extend forward or by your sides. We'll start to roll the hips a little side to side now. Just massage your hip flexors and bring a little bit of a sway-like motion into the hips. And let the forehead rest to the earth. And then let the whole body move, initiated by this swaying of the hips. And let your spine become like a piece of seaweed on this ocean floor. Checking in now with the brain. As you roll your head side to side, forehead smooshing into the mat. See if you can imagine your brain is like a jellyfish moving in this liquid space, this cerebral spinal fluid. And finding your way to stillness. We'll move this cerebral spinal fluid along the spine, really flushing and cleansing and nourishing the whole nervous system. So when you're ready, pushing down into your knees and then hug the inner thighs towards one another as you press down through the knees, lift up through the spine, so rounding forward into a cat shape, chin to chest, shoulders over wrists. As you exhale, press the spine down, belly drops, tuck the toes, and slide your hips back in space. Again, as you inhale, round up and forward, hugging the inner arms and inner legs as you lift the spine to the sky, chin to chest. And you might close the eyes to sense this a little more, hugging to midline, belly drops, spine pushes to earth as you slither back in space. One more, following the waves of your breath, really riding that wave. And slowly sliding back. Nice. When you're ready, untuck the toes, coming to sit. Bring the hands anywhere onto the knees. You might take one more little wiggle. You might sense into what's here. We'll slowly slide the knees towards one another. Cross your thumbs together. Push down into your knees and slowly lift up to stand on the knees with the hands reaching to the sky. On your next breath in, lift a little taller, fingertips to sky. As you exhale, round the spine and reach forward and lower the hips down. Inhale, floating up, opening the chest. As you exhale, slowly lower, following that breath out. Inhale to lift. And exhale to lower. Twice more, following the breath.
And letting the front body again hug into the back body as you curl and round. Nice, inhale, lifting to the sky. Exhale, reaching forward and engage your front body as you slowly lower the hands to the top of the mat. Coming back to a downward facing dog when you're ready. Slow dance the feet at the back of the mat. Let your hips once more sway side to side. Get curious with what feels interesting and spacious. You might even pause and breathe. One more breath just to play and to get to know this shape more intimately. When you're ready, lifting both heels really high to the sky. And then slowly step on the balls of the feet to the top of the mat. Using each step as an opportunity for presence, connection, and attention. Slowly lowering the knees down to the floor. Reach your hands back behind you as you lift up through the heart. Create some space across the front body, smooth and rhythmic breath. You might explore a little deeper by lowering a little further towards the floor and puffing up through the heart. Taking one more breath to again use those gills and liquefy the whole process of breathing and being here in your skin. Using your front body, using your core to lift yourself up nice and slow. We're going to lock the thumbs once again. Lean your body back and lift your knees so you're slowly lifting them up. And then we're going to reach the arm bones up and back. Send your tail down so you feel front body alive and active once more. We're here for another 3. Slow and steady rhythmic breathing. Squeeze the inner legs and knees towards one another as you feel the aliveness, the electricity humming in your skin. One more slow breath in. On the breath out, lower the heels down and reach your hands back, chair pose. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale to sink the hips a little lower. Let's float the hips up and then lower them back down on the exhale, hugging the navel towards the spine, and let's feel those hip bones moving, those glutes working. And slowly coming to straighten through the legs. And when you're ready, reach your hands back behind you. Extend the heart forward and ground through your right foot. Squeeze your right leg. And then lift your left foot up and back behind you. Extending forward through the crown of the head. Taking one more slow breath in. On the exhale, bend into your right knee, anticipate the earth at the back of the mat, and slowly step down. Inhale, reaching up, locking the thumbs. Exhale to float the hips up and down, following the breath. 2 more, your round, your time. Finding a buoyancy. And perhaps you're on top of the ocean now, being moved by this current and rhythm of breath. On your next exhalation, softly land the back knee. Untuck the toes and reach the heart up to the sky. One big breath in here, elevate the heart. On the exhale, reach for opposite arms back behind you. Pressing down with the hands into the lower back. Create a bit of traction in the spine as you again lift and elevate the heart. Notice the heart rate and notice the breath. Feeling what's here and meeting it all as it is. Feet are magnetized, hips are hugging in. There's a nice strong foundation. One more sweet breath in. And one more long breath out. On your next inhale, reaching forward, tucking through the toes. On the exhale, let's bring the hands back to beside those gills. Inhale, reaching forward. Exhale, hands come back. Inhale, reaching forward. And exhale, take them back. One more big breath in. A nice long breath out. Bringing the hands down to frame the front foot. Let's ground into the left hand and bring the right hand towards the sky. Smooth and slow breath in here. Maybe you lean slightly back. Maybe you micro bend that top arm. Savoring what is sweet, what is interesting here. One more slow breath. Slowly we'll spin to the right, bringing all 10 toes to point to the right edge of your mat. And then press into your right foot, lift up your right knee and place the right foot inside the left inner thigh. We're in a tree side plank here for 3. Holding for another 2. Sense what's shimmering and alive in your body here. Last breath in, maybe lift the heart slightly. And on the breath out, bring your right hand down back to the mat under your right shoulder. We're going to spin and pivot on that back foot. Bring your left heel towards the right edge of the mat and hover your left arm. We're now going to slide this right foot underneath the back calf. Sensing the waves of breath and the waves of energy moving through you. When you're ready, untangle the legs. Bring your right leg out to the side as you lift from the inner seam of the leg. Slowly step the right foot out to the side as we come to fallen triangle. Hips lift up, heart is open. One more slow and sweet breath in here. On the exhale, lower back down. Knee comes underneath the hip. Beautiful. Inhale, left leg floats. Exhale, reach back for the left foot as you press the heart forward, press the foot back. Here for another 3. Find that fluid, smooth, and silky breath. One more sweet breath in. And lowering down, sitting on the knees, breath out. Hands come anywhere on the body that feels supportive. I'm going to place mine over the heart. You might place yours to the belly. As you might listen into the heart beating loud. One more sweet breath in. You might even sigh on this next breath out. Offer your heart forward as you extend the arms and find child's pose. Swaying again on the ocean floor, that piece of seaweed, moving effortlessly. Let's catch some waves of breath and get that cerebral spinal fluid flowing. Pushing down through the knees, hug them in as you round into cat. Exhale, sliding back, belly drops, spine presses towards the earth. Inhale, lift and round forward. Front body hugs and smooches back body. And then back body smooching front body as it comes back in space. Beautiful. Coming to round forward. One more cat. Tuck the toes, lift the hips, find your downward facing dog. Get yourself ready for the deep dive to balance the sides. One more wash cycle. Heels come up really high as you breathe in. As you exhale, step to the front of the mat, using each step as a moment of presence. Lowering your knees slowly down. Let's cross the thumbs and lift the hands and find that balance on the toes once more. Arm bones pulling back, tailbone pressing down to earth, fingertips reaching for the furthest stars, holding for another big, smooth and slow breath in. And a nice long and slow breath out. This time, let's lower the heels, reach the hands back, take an inhale, chair. Exhale, reach the hands forward. Stay here for the inhale. Exhale, reach the hands back. One more like that, inhale, swimming through liquid space, feeling the qualities of the air. One more inhale, reach. And one more exhale, straighten through the legs, reaching the hands back. Extending the heart forward, grounding through the left foot. Swim your right leg back behind you. Holding here, finding stability and strength in that left leg. Spread the toes. Big breath in as you bend into left knee, reach the hands forward. Lock the thumbs and inhale, reach up. Exhale, buoyancy and bouncing through the hips. Here for another 3 or 4 breaths. Steady, silky breathing. Tail working down towards the floor, fingertips reaching to the sky. On your next breath in, reach the heart up. On the breath out, grab the opposite arms, maybe the other way around as you lower the knee to the mat. Tuck the tail, press and drive the hips down as you lift through the heart. Smooth breath in. We're here for another 3. Another 2, really savor it, sink into it. Meeting all the opposing energies, whatever's here. Nice, untangle the arms. Inhale, reaching forward, lift that back knee. Bring the hands beside those gills as you inhale, press forward. Exhale, reach your hands back, and as you brush alongside those gills, inhale, reach forward. Exhale, swimming back. Inhale, reaching forward. And exhale, plant the hands down beside the front foot. Round in through your right hand and lift your left arm across the heart and skyward. Explore the space behind you as you lean slightly back and micro bend your top arm. Take 2 more breaths here, savoring and drinking in all that aliveness, all that electricity. And when you're ready, spin your toes to the left edge of your mat. Push down into your right hand and slowly lift your left knee up, up, up. Place your left foot inside your right inner thigh. Bring your palm to face down and press into that right hand forward and down. Here for one more sweet breath in. And on the exhale, bring your left hand back down to the earth as we spin the shape. Right heel comes to the left edge of the mat. Right arm alongside the right ear as you now slide your left foot and tuck it underneath your right calf. Holding here for one slow and sweet breath in. And one long and sweet breath out. Lift the heart a little as you inhale. Bring your right hand to the top of the mat and bring left knee to the nose. Here for one slow breath in. On your breath out, lower your left knee down underneath your hip. Extend your right leg back. And bend into the right knee as you now reach one hand back for that foot. Lift the foot nice and high as you open through the chest. Holding here for another 3. Smiling at any shimmers and shakes and openings. This is your body communicating. Listen deeply, like it's a song. Your favorite one, your favorite song you've ever heard. One more breath. Slowly releasing, left hand down to the earth, right knee meets the left, coming back to your seat. Here to reach around now for the outer arms and just give your arms a little squeeze. Resting the hands down onto the knees or the thighs and checking in. Noticing what's here. What's humming beneath the skin. You might visualize all of the organs and organisms inside your skin now humming and dancing to all this vibrational medicine. And sensing this slowing down of the heart rate as you resettle into stillness. We'll slowly bring the hands down, rolling onto one hip, and spin your whole body around as you now prepare to come down onto the back. You might straighten through the legs and then slowly come down one vertebra at a time. And then we might just lift up through the legs, place the head to the floor, and see how it feels to maybe lift the hips, or you might just keep the legs up to the sky. If you're feeling like lifting the hips, you might even roll up onto the upper back. Just see which works and suits your practice. We've worked a lot into the spine today, so allowing some space to rest. Taking 2 more breaths wherever you choose to be. Offering a soft smile at your lips to create some receptivity in your system. And we'll slowly roll down to lay back onto the back. We'll slowly roll down one vertebra at a time as we come to lower the legs very slowly to the earth. Engaging that front body once more as we thank it for all that it did for us in this practice today. Honoring the spine, honoring all these limbs and muscles, all this fascia, all these fibers, all these cells, and this interplay of strength and softness, riding on the waves of breath, riding on the waves of your present attention. It's been an honor and a pleasure. Please rest as long as you have time for, allowing the cycle to complete as you let the system settle, soften, and let go. Allow the breath to return to its natural rhythm. Sensing the earth meeting you, holding you in this surrender. So we invite any bracing or any holding to gently release. This might be the jaw, the shoulders, the hips, or perhaps the belly and the face. Let the whole body be held, cradled in this supportive moment for you to rest and sink in to this completion, to this phase of integration. as your nervous system takes what it needs, as it has experienced moving through states of stress and rest, activation and slowness. Go softly into your day until we meet again.